Hey, what's up guys? Happy holidays. Let me turn this around and show you what just got here. So this is finally out. The drywall gun is still not out, but I was able to get my hands on one of these. I bought it off a Tool Barn. If anyone's interested, I'll look for the link. Price tag, I think it was like $250, so it is double what you could get this one for. So this one you could probably get it for 80 bucks on eBay if you're lucky. But yeah, it's right off the bat, it's lighter. The button's located right here. It sounds a little bit more quiet, and it comes with a clip. Size wise, I thought this one was going to be longer, but no, it's just skinnier, but it's exactly the same length. So now they finally listened to us. They have a clip. So yeah, I'm excited to try this one out. Hopefully it can handle as much as that one, or well, at least twice as much because of the price tag. But I'm sure that once these are like mass produced, maybe a year from now, a year and a half, it'll probably be worth about 100 bucks, hopefully. But yeah, I'll do a comparison video with the ones that we use. So this is a Hilti. Out of the lot, this is the heaviest. Heavy, solid, but heavy, really heavy. A lot heavier than all of these, but yeah, I'll do a full review. But today's video is going to be not year, but maybe almost 2 years since I got it, but an updated review on the sanders. So the Festool, the Mirka, the Hilti, how they're holding up, which one I still prefer, or what's my new favorite, and then stay tuned for the other one. But yeah, if you like what you see, don't forget to like and subscribe. Aloha. Hey, what's up guys? So let me turn this camera around and show you the sanders. All right, so DeWalt cordless, brushless. I know some guys have had issues with their sander dying out, I guess, but we've been running this bad boy hard. I mean, I think it got wet one day. It was in the back of the truck, and I just started dumping. Still works like a charm. This is actually, out of all the sanders we own, the one that gets just abused since it's the cheapest. And also, I haven't had to change any soft pad, any interface, nothing. This thing just goes. So I've changed this once earlier just to try to get better suction. Doesn't really work. So if you're looking for something to suck up a lot of the dust and, you know, kind of suck itself to the wall, this is not it. But it will suck up most of the dust way better than trying to pull sand. It does a great job in that, and it's cordless. So I still recommend this to anybody, especially if you're doing remodels and stuff. This will not take down popcorn. I mean, it might, but it's gonna drain the battery and it's gonna take long. So I wouldn't use it for that. The suction to the wall is, you're bearing the full weight of the machine. So it's not like the Festool that can suck itself to the wall. This will collect a lot of the dust, but not as good as the other sanders we're about to talk about. All in all, still a solid purchase. I really like it. The main difference between this and the other two sanders that we own is to sand, it's just a circular motion. So that motion tends to burn little circles in your finish, especially if you're not careful or experienced with these type of sanders. All you got to do is, this is a little bit more harder, rigid. Put a softer pad or sand with a disc that's not skinny. This has a lot of fur, so that adds to the cushion against the wall to prevent burns. But anyways, this one's still solid. Recommend it, especially if you already have the Dewalt set up. Flex Volt battery will last you about an hour if you get like the 9 amp. Regular 20 will run you about 20 minutes. 5 amp hour 20 volt Dewalt battery about 20 minutes. So keep that in mind because it is cordless. There's no corded option. But yeah, still solid. I have other videos online. I'll add the links in the description if you want a more in-depth review. But general overview, still holding up solid. It's been about a little bit over 2 years, I think, almost coming up on 2 years. Still running strong. Haven't had to do absolutely anything to it. So still a solid option if you haven't bought one already. And this is the Hilti. So Hilti is pretty much a Mirka painted red. Identical to the Mirka. I actually got rid of my Mirka. I gave it to my brother. So he has the Mirka. He's using it. Yeah, so the Hilti Mirka difference from the Dewalt is it's a random orbital, so it spins and it vibrates at the same time, so you get a really nice sand. What I recently started doing, because the interface that it comes with is good, but over time, and by time I mean maybe like on the 4th house, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's Hawaii's climate or what, but that pad saver just gets burned out and it just flies right off. So I think that has something to do with the humidity here and the movement. There's so much movement because it's a random orbital that the pad saver gets worn out after like the 4th house. So keep that in mind when you buy any of these random orbital sanders. You're gonna have to be replacing the soft pad a lot more often than a regular circle sand. Like this one, like I said, this has been here for at least 1.5 years. I haven't touched it. The Velcro is still solid. These get worn out. The Velcro just dies. I don't know why. It just happens. So what we did here is I added a Festool. So I added the Festool pad saver. This is compatible with the Hilti, so that's pretty good if you want to add it. The only downside is this is, I think it's about $60, $60 US, just the pad saver. But I bought it to be able to use with the Festool. So this is a 220. I could probably go way more aggressive. But this is the ones we use on the actual Festool. For this one, we normally use the Joyce sandpaper, but since the movement is so aggressive, those things get flown off pretty quick after like a couple rooms. It just flies off, the Velcro runs out. So I find this to stick a lot better. Just look at that. The Velcro is way better, so that's why we started using that pad saver. And for the Mirka or Hilti, we'll go down to about 150 grit, since this sands a lot more delicate than this one. This one's more aggressive. This one, you can go with a higher grit and it still won't burn the surface or scratch. But yeah, that's the only downside to this. On the pad just wears out fast, and it's not as aggressive as you'd like it to be. So any type of popcorn removal or like really heavy duty stuff, I wouldn't go ahead and do it. I wouldn't purchase this particular one. The Festool, unfortunately I don't have it today. I left it at the job. The guys were using it. But the Festool surprisingly has grown on me big time. One, because it has the light. Oh. Sorry, my mail lady. She's super nice. She dropped off the packages. But anyways, this style is really nice, delicate finishes, so you can do like a nice level 5. You don't have to worry about burn marks. And the 180 is awesome. Downside is pad wears out and there's no lights. So I added my own, but you can tell they fell off. Like anything over time, use and abuse will fall off. We haven't had the time to put it back on. So yeah, I appreciate the light on the Festool, that it's internal. And now that we have the pad saver on the Festool, it sands just beautifully. Like I can't say it enough how big of a difference that pad saver does. So that makes it to where you can sand nice and smooth and you don't have to worry about the suction. So now you can turn on the suction to where the Festool is heavier than the Mirka and the head isn't as fluid, but because of the suction and how good the suction is, it doesn't really matter, because the suction kind of just keeps the sander up against the wall, and the head movement, even though it's not meant to go 180 and it tends to want to spin out like that, since it's sucked to the wall so good, or the ceiling, you can technically go almost like the Mirka and sand overhead, and it won't spin out of control because the suction is so good. That being said, we sand with the Hilti vacuum. So the Hilti vacuum has awesome suction. So you need a solid vacuum. You cannot use the other, like the other Dewalt we have, the HEPA vac. That won't work good with the Festool. The suction is not there. So you need a solid vacuum to be able to do what I'm describing with the Festool. But yeah, the Festool, what we do is we sand with a 220 and the pad saver, and that is my new favorite setup right now. So we still use the Mirka a lot, but I've been using the Festool personally a lot more. The guys like it because of the light and how aggressive it is. So if we have to sand texture, then we just hire the grit and then just go to town. Drawback is it is heavier and you can't reach as high as with the Mirka. So we use everything in our arsenal. Now that it's been almost 2 years, I gotta say that pad saver makes a big difference. That being said, it's about 80 bucks Canadian. So I buy all my stuff from CSR. I think it's about like 60 bucks. So plan on just changing the pad every couple houses. So for us, since we use it so much, we're gonna have to probably change the pad every maybe month and a half, 2 months. But yeah, it's worth it. Speeds up everything. So hope that answered some questions. Sorry I couldn't bring the Festool and show you. But I'll add some clips of it being in use so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Hello.